Hey, what's up guys, Paulo here. Today we're diving into one of the most insane monitors on the market right now, and it's a gaming one, the Samsung Odyssey OLED G9. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know I'm a huge fan of ultra-wide displays, and when I got my hands on this 49-inch behemoth, I knew it was going to be something special. From productivity to racing simulations, this monitor promises an unmatched level of immersion. Let's check it out. Let's start with the unboxing. As expected, the Samsung Odyssey OLED G9 comes in a massive box, and for good reason. At 49 inches, this thing is the equivalent of two 27-inch monitors side by side, and yet Samsung managed to keep the design sleek and minimal. In the box, you'll find the essentials like a display port and HDMI cables, a USB Type-C to USB-A adapter, and the all-important power brick. There's also a heavy metal stand which is sturdy enough to hold up this huge display without taking up much desk space. The design of the monitor itself is stunning. You've got this slim metal frame that gives it a premium feel, and that 1800R curve really wraps around your field of view. Although not as aggressive as the previous generation's G9, the G9 OLED actually is a more natural curve, which is much preferable in my opinion. Samsung also included RGB lighting on the back with their Core Sync ring, which you can sync with your gameplay for an added touch of immersion, although to be honest, it's pretty subtle unless you're gaming in a really dark room. The overall build quality of the Odyssey OLED G9 is impressive. Samsung really nailed the design using an all-metal chassis instead of the chunky plastic we've seen in previous models. Despite its size, the monitor feels manageable thanks to its sleek design. The Core Sync lighting at the back adds to that gamer aesthetic, but it's not too overpowering, which I really appreciate. The stand offers some height and tilt adjustments, but nothing too crazy. Thankfully, Samsung included a VESA mount adapter, which you can see that I've used here on this really sturdy, strong arm. So if you really want more flexibility, I highly recommend you go this route. Now let's talk about that display. The 49-inch OLED panel boasts a resolution of 5120 by 1440 and an aspect ratio of 32 by 9, which is like having two 16 by 9 monitors fused together. But with this monitor, you don't have the borders around it, the colors are vivid, the blacks are inky deep thanks to that OLED technology. And the contrast is fantastic with a 1,000,000:1 ratio. Then you slap a 240Hz refresh rate and a 0.03 millisecond response time. This makes an incredible monitor for smooth gameplay. If you can find a way to stretch that image all across 5120 by 1440 in that 32 by 9 aspect ratio, it's really immersive from there. One of the most exciting parts for me was the racing simulation experience. I tested this monitor with Assetto Corsa as well as Assetto Corsa Competizione, and the wraparound screen completely drew me into the simulation. You feel like you're inside the cockpit with the screen enveloping your peripheral vision. Every twist and turn on the track becomes that much more intense. If you're a racing fan or into simulation games, this is one of the most immersive experiences you can get short of VR. For gaming, the Odyssey OLED G9 is truly a powerhouse. The massive screen real estate provides a wide field of view, giving you an edge in competitive games by letting you see more of the battlefield. With its 240Hz refresh rate and its AMD FreeSync Premium Pro built-in, you won't experience screen tearing or choppiness even at higher settings. However, it's important to note that this is a niche monitor. Not all games support a 32 by 9 aspect ratio, and in some cases, the ultra-wide view can make cutscenes feel kinda awkward with large black bars on the sides. So I think it's good that it's just limited to FMV and cutscene sequences. Although the Samsung Odyssey OLED G9 is primarily a gaming monitor, it's also a productivity workhorse. With a 49-inch screen, you're essentially working with two 27-inch monitors, which is perfect for multitasking. I've been using it to run multiple windows side by side. For example, I can have my video editing software on one side and research or scripts on the other. It's like having a dual monitor setup but without the bezels in between, making for a much cleaner and more efficient workflow. You can even take advantage of Samsung's multi-view feature, which allows you to split the screen and display two different inputs at the same time. This is great for streamers who want to game on one side while keeping an eye on their chat and stream controls on the other. It's also useful if you want to hook up a console and your PC simultaneously, letting you switch between the two without any hassle. The performance of this monitor is really top-notch. It has a peak brightness of around 250 nits in SDR and 283 nits in HDR, which is solid but not that mind-blowing. The HDR performance is good for media consumption, though it's not quite at the level of other high-end displays like the Alienware OLED. Still, the vibrant colors and deep contrast makes movies and TV shows look fantastic. At $1,800 US, the Samsung Odyssey OLED G9 is definitely a premium monitor. For the right user, it's worth the investment. If you're someone who spends a lot of time gaming, especially in immersive games like racing simulations, first-person shooters, or open-world adventures, the 32:9 aspect ratio provides an experience that few other displays can match. The ultra-fast refresh rate and low response time makes it a dream for competitive gamers, and the productivity potential is just a bonus. However, it's not for everyone. The sheer size of this monitor makes it impractical for smaller desks, and the lack of support for 32:9 in some games can be frustrating. But if you know what kind of games you want to play and you have the setup to handle it, the Odyssey OLED G9 is an incredible display that will definitely elevate your gaming experience. Hey, so that's it for the Samsung Odyssey OLED G9. If you're a hardcore gamer looking for that next level immersion, then absolutely it's worth getting this guy. For productivity, it also delivers in spades, especially if you're juggling multiple windows. Let me know in the comments if you'd consider picking one up, or if you're sticking with something more traditional with a 16:9 aspect ratio. And as always, if you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and till next time, see ya.